supposed to do this video a while ago. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't bring myself to explaining to people all of my personal business. I really didn't think it was anybody's business what I'd been through. But 1 month ago today, I had gastric sleeve surgery done. And this entire process for me has been amazing, scary, and more. I've wanted to journal my journey, and I've stopped myself several times because I am a very private person, but I know that someone out there hearing my story, what I've gone through, what I overcame, will help them out. So I guess I'll put it out there. It was a couple of years ago, before my husband and I moved back to Alabama, that I felt terrible all the time. I literally told my husband at one point, I feel like I'm dying. Like something is really, really wrong with me. I feel like something's really wrong. And so we decided to go to the doctor. And we went to the doctor, and my doctor said, you're diabetic. Not pre-diabetic, but you're diabetic. Not only are you diabetic, your A1C is like a 13, and I don't know how you're functioning. So immediately they put me on some medications, and for about a year I stayed on those medications, even though I never felt good. I never really checked my sugar. I never really took it seriously. I took it seriously for a minute, but not the amount of time that I should have taken it seriously for. When we moved back to Alabama, I just couldn't take it anymore. I was always exhausted. I'd passed out a couple of times. I was sick. I was nauseous every morning. I got cysts all over me. It was just really bad. And so we found a neurologist. I'm sorry, not a neurologist, an endocrinologist. And as soon as I walked into his office, he said, you're insulin resistant. And I was like, what? He was like, you're insulin resistant. You are an insulin resistant diabetic, and this is why you can't lose weight. This is why the things that you're doing are not working. And because my husband and I at that point had changed our lifestyle, we were trying to eat differently, eat healthier. I had been with a trainer for a while, and I was just frustrated. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't have any real direction. So he told me, you're insulin resistant. And I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? He was like, you've got to go on insulin. Well, just as a side note, I have a humongous fear of needles, which is one of the reasons I wasn't even checking my blood sugar, because the thought of sticking myself was just unbearable to me. So he put me on insulin that I had to take every day. I ended up on 8 different types of diabetes medications that I took on a daily basis, whether that be insulin, whether that be fast-acting insulin, long-lasting insulin, all kinds of things, including metformin, 8 different types. I had to check my sugar, my blood sugar, like 3 times a day. I would have good days, I would have bad days. It was just a huge emotional roller coaster for us.